Welcome to Basic Thermodynamics class. We are discussing chapter 4 Air Standard Cycles. Today's topic is Otto cycle, lecture 3. So on the completion of this class, you have to understand what are the process involved in the Otto cycle and what are the assumptions made in the analysis of the Otto cycle and how to draw the PV and the TS diagram. PV means the pressure and volume diagram and TS means temperature and entropy diagram for the Otto cycle and the working principle of an Otto cycle with the help of a PV and the TS diagram. So first we will discuss about the working principle of an Otto cycle. So yesterday's class I briefly explain the Otto cycle and what are the sequence of operations in Otto cycle. Just we recollect what we understand in the last class. So the presentation of Otto cycle on PV diagram. 1 to 2 adiabatic compression, 2 to 3 constant volume, heat addition, 3 to 4 adiabatic expansion, 4 to 1 constant volume heat rejection. So this Otto cycle is used for the SI engines and this cycle is also called a constant volume process because we are giving a heat at a means heat is supplied at the constant volume process. So this is the basic cycle on which the petrol and the gas engines work. So the sequence of the operations are adiabatic compression, constant volume heat addition, adiabatic expansion process, constant volume heat rejection. So first we will discuss about them 1 to 2. So 1 to 2 is nothing but the adiabatic compression process. Here we are giving air is compressed from a point A to the point 2 means state point 1 to state point 2. So here it is whatever the gap here represents is a clearance volume. So initial pressure P1 and the temperature T1 increases from P1 T1 to P2 T2 whereas the volume decreases from V1 to V2. So already this we discussed in the last class. Here the temperature T1 and pressure P1 increased to P2 T2 but the volume V1 is decreased to V2. So here the no heat is transferred. In the state 1 to 2 here the no heat is transferred. No heat is transferred means here the first point Q is equal to 0. No heat is transferred. No heat is transferred means Q is equal to 0. So the internal energy is increased and the work is done on the system. So work is done on the system means W is equal to minus du. W is equal to minus du. So du is the internal energy. So coming to the second process, that is 2 to 3. This is a constant volume heat addition. 2 to 3 is a, here see 2 to 3 the arrow mark represents, it reaches from state 1 to state 2. After that when it reaches the state 2, it is state 2 to 2 3, that's why arrow represents like this. Here the heat is supplied at constant volume. Heat is supplied at constant volume. We are giving heat addition at constant volume. That's why the process is also called a constant volume process. Heat is supplied from air, is supplied to air from hot body. Hot body is nothing but the source. Keeping at the volume of the air is at a constant. Here V2 and V3 are the constant. Here the work done is 0. Here the work done is 0. W is equal to 0. Work done is 0. Then Q is equal to du. Work done 0 means Q is equal to du. Q is equal to du. Next one, third process is an adiabatic expansion process. Third process is a adiabatic expansion process. 3 to 4. Air expands adiabatically, means it holds a good PV power gamma is equal to constant and work done by the system at the expense of the internal energy. Here the power stroke will takes place. Here the at 3 to 4 at the power stroke will takes place and the pressure and the temperature are reduced and the volume is increased. Here the 3 to 4 the pressure and the temperature are decreased from T3 to T4 and the volume is increased from V3 to V4. So no heat transfer and the entropy remains constant. Entropy remains constant. S1 is equal to S2. So here the Q is equal to 0. Q is equal to 0. Q is equal to 0. Q is equal to, sorry, we have to take pen. Q is equal to 0. Adiabatic expansion. So W is equal to du. W is equal to du because here it is an expansion process. So W is equal to du. W is equal to du. Next 4 to 1 is a constant volume heat rejection. Here the volume V4 is equal to V1 and the heat rejection it takes place at a 4 to 1. Heat rejected from air to the cold body. Here we are giving heat supplied and at 4 to 1 heat is rejected. So the pressure and the temperature reduced to, again it reaches the point 1. So the pressure and the temperature reaches the point 1 means P1 and T1, then the cycle will complete. So it starts from 1 and it reaches again to 1 and thus the cycle is completed. So there is a decrease in the entropy due to heat rejection. So internal energy is also decreases. So W is equal to 0. W is equal to W is equal to 0. So Q is equal to du. Q is equal to du. So at 2 to 1 and 3 to 4 it holds an adiabatic law. PV power gamma is equal to constant. So what are the four process? 1 to 2 is an adiabatic compression, 2 to 3 is an constant volume heat addition and 3 to 4 is adiabatic expansion, 4 to 1 is a constant volume heat rejection. So thus the cycle completes in the following sequence like 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 1. So see that the arrows also. So here the sequence is from 1 to 2. So the arrow represents towards the 2. 2 to 3 the arrow represents towards the 3 and 3 to 4 the arrow represents the 4, 4 to 1 arrow represents the 1. So this is the sequence that completes for the Otto cycle. So here what are the assumptions made in the analysis of the Otto cycle? Means here air is assumed as a working media and behaves as an ideal gas and we have to added heat from the external source from the hot body and heat is rejected from the air to the external sink, so means cold body. So walls of the engine are the perfectly insulated. So these are the assumptions of the Otto cycle. Next we'll see the TS diagram for the Otto cycle. TS diagram, how will you represent the TS diagram for the Otto cycle? See that 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 1. Same here 2 to 3 is a constant volume heat addition and 4 to 1 is a constant volume heat rejection. And see, observe that the temperature is increases from 1 to 2 and 2 to 3 and again it falls down from 3 to 4 and 4 to 1 also it falls down. See, observe that 1 to 2 represents the adiabatic compression process. Next, constant volume at heat supplied at constant volume, and 3 to 4 is an adiabatic expansion, and the 4 to 1 is an constant volume heat rejection. So, in the exam point of view, they will ask draw the how will you represent the PV and the TS diagram of a Otto cycle, means you have to draw the PV diagram and the TS diagram and represent what is the and the sequence of the operations also. 1 to 2 adiabatic compression, 2 to 3 a constant volume heat addition, 3 to 4 adiabatic expansion, 4 to 1 constant volume heat rejection. How to calculate the A standard efficiency of the Otto cycle? So we all know that the thermal efficiency of A standard cycle is of output by input. So what is the output here? What is whatever the amount of the work done by the system and heat supplied to the system. So here the work done is nothing but heat supplied minus heat rejected divided by heat supplied. Since the process 1 and 2, observe the PV diagram, the 1 and 2 and the 3 and 4 are the adiabatic process. So it holds a PV power gamma is equal to constant. It holds a good equation for that PV power gamma is equal to constant. So the heat transfer during the cycle takes place only during this process 2 to 3 and 4 to 1 respectively. So therefore the thermal efficiency can be written as a heat added minus heat rejected by heat added. I am representing heat added as a Q1 and heat rejected as a Q2. So thermal efficiency is equal to Q1 minus Q2 by Q2, or simply T1 minus T2 divided by T. In terms of temperature, I am writing T1 minus T2 by T1 also. But we are discussing in the we are calculating the A standard efficiency for Otto cycle. So where is the heat added in the Otto cycle? So 2 to 3 process. So 2 to 3 process at constant volume heat is added, at constant volume heat is rejected. So heat rejected at 4 to 1, heat rejected at 4 to 1. So heat added is equal to, I am writing heat added as a MCV T3 minus T2, because why you are taking the CV? Because we are taking CV as a constant volume, that's why I am writing MCV, and the process is between 2 to 3. So delta T, MC delta T, just a change in temperature difference. I am writing MCV T3 minus T2. Heat rejected at which process? 4 to 1. So MCV T4 minus T1. So we know the heat added and the heat rejected. Simply substitute in the thermal efficiency formula. So thermal efficiency is equal to work done by output by input. Output is work done, input is heat supplied. So output I am writing as heat added minus heat rejected divided by heat added. Substitute MCV T3 minus T2 minus MCV T4 minus T1, MCV T3 minus T2. So cancel all M values, CV values. After simplification, we will get 1 minus T4 minus T1 divided by T3 minus T2. So thermal efficiency in terms of a temperature, this one. If you know all the temperatures, then we will calculate the thermal efficiency of Otto cycle as a 1 minus T4 minus T1 divided by T3 minus T2. For the reversible adiabatic process 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, we can write the relation between temperature and the volume relation. So we all know that the temperature and volume relations for the adiabatic is, so I am writing for 3 to 4 process. So T4 by T3 is equal to V3 by V4 whole power gamma minus 1, and 1 to 2 we can write as a T1 by T2 is equal to V2 by V1 whole power gamma minus 1. And from the PV graph we observe that the V2 by V3 is equal V2 is equal to V3 and V1 is equal to V4. So if you substitute here V2 in V2 here, V3 is equal to V2. So T4 by T3 is equal to V2 by V1. So T4 by T3 is equal to T1 by T2. So if you substitute here, V2 is equal to V3 and V1 is equal to V4 in the reversible adiabatic process of 3 to 4 and 1 to 2 equation. So that the equation we can write as a T4 by T3 is equal to V2 by V1 whole power gamma minus 1, and T1 by T2 is equal to V2 by V1 whole power gamma minus 1. So, therefore, T4 by T3 is equal to T1 by T2 is equal to V2 by V1 whole power gamma minus 1 is nothing but T4 minus T1 by T3 minus T2 we can write as a V2 by V1 whole power gamma minus 1. So, in the previously we wrote that the efficiency of a thermal efficiency of an Otto cycle is equal to 1 minus bracket open T4 minus T1 divided by T3 minus T2. So, in terms of a compression ratio we are writing here thermal efficiency is equal to 1 minus T1 by T2. So, here writing as a 1 minus V2 by V1 whole power gamma minus 1. So, the ratio of V2 by V1 is called as a compression ratio. So, thermal efficiency we can write in terms of a compression ratio as a 1 minus 1 by R power gamma minus 1. For the C18 syllabus, there is no derivations. You have to remember only formulas in terms of a temperature and the compression ratio. So just I will I will explain how the derivation got. So you no need to by heart the study the expression, study the derivation. So in the exam point of view, you have only the formulas in terms of a temperature and the expansion ratio. Thermal efficiency is equal to 1 minus T4 minus T1 divided by T3 minus T2. So here T4 minus T1 decreases in temperature due to heat rejection, and T3 minus T2 represents increase in temperature due to heat supplied, and R is the compression ratio, that is nothing but V2 by V1, and R also we can write like this also. We can write R also like this. R is equal to clearance volume. R is equal to clearance volume plus swept volume. R is equal to VC, clearance volume plus swept volume divided by clearance volume. So in the problem, if they mention the clearance volume and the swept volume, so we can use this formula R is equal to Vc plus Vs by Vc, and Vs is a swept volume, and the swept volume formula is also is the cylinder is a pi by 4 d square L, where Vs is equal to pi by 4 d square L meter cube. Volume of the cylinder inside the cylinder, volume of inside cylinder pi by 4 pi by 4 pi by 4 d square L. D means the diameter of the bore, L is equal to length of the stroke. In terms of a meter cube, units are meter cube, units is equal to meter cube. So formula is this one, and units is a meter cube. So the above expression indicates that the efficiency of the Otto cycle depends only on the compression ratio R and the adiabatic index gamma. Since for the air gamma is assumed to be a constant value, and we know that it is in a 1.4, and the efficiency of the Otto cycle is a function of only the compression ratio only. As the compression ratio increases, here the denominator increases, the efficiency is also increases. R increases, efficiency increases. If R value increases, if R value increases, thermal efficiency increases. If R value decreases, thermal efficiency decreases. So, the Otto cycle for the different values of the compression ratio at 1.4 is, so if you take R value as a 3 and gamma as a 1.4, then thermal efficiency becomes a 36 percentage. If you take R value 4 and gamma value 1.4, we will get the 43. So this what it is saying, we are going increasing the thermal compression ratio. Thermal efficiency of an Otto cycle is increasing. Thermal efficiency of the Otto cycle increasing. So here we are taking the R value. Next, thermal efficiency, thermal efficiency in terms of a percentage. Air standard efficiency. If you take the R value 3, so we will get the efficiency 36 percentage. Taking as a gamma value as a 1.4. Gamma value 1.4. If you take the 4, and we will get the thermal efficiency as a 43. If you take 5, we will get the efficiency as a 47.5 percentage, keeping the adiabatic index as a constant value, that is gamma is equal to 1.4. How the efficiency increases with increasing of the compression ratio. Effect of compression ratio on efficiency of Otto cycle. As the compression ratio increases, the efficiency also increases. So we practically see that by using, we are increasing the compression ratio. If you take the 3, the A standard efficiency of Otto cycle is 36 percentage. If you take the 4 value as a compression ratio, efficiency is 43 percentage, 5 47.5 percentage. So like goes on. If the compression ratio, here we are increasing the compression ratio, the A standard efficiency is also increasing. In practical engine, the compression ratio is limited by temperature T2. If T2 is too high, the pre-ignition occurs. Pre-ignition is occurs. So, the fuel air mixture will ignite spontaneously, means pre-ignition, and at the incorrect time. So therefore the value of the compression ratio is limited to 7 or 8, but in figure shows that the efficiency of the compression ratio will increases, and if R is greater than 8, there is no considerable increase of efficiency. So I will tell how the efficiency varies if you take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, and how the thermal efficiency will get. So up to 8 it increases. After 8, there is no considerable increase in the, we will observe that there is no considerable increase in the efficiency. And it is also important to know that the efficiency of the Carnot cycle working between the same temperature limits, that is the maximum temperature and the minimum temperature. So here what is the maximum temperature? T3 is the maximum temperature and T1 is the minimum temperature is greater than the Otto cycle. For the same temperature limits, the efficiency of Otto cycle is less than that of the Carnot cycle. Next, efficiency versus compression ratio. See, if you take the value 2. 2 to here I am taking the compression ratio in x-axis and air stranded efficiency in y-axis. So simply I am writing that the values. If you take the 3, if you take the 3, if you will take R value, next air stranded efficiency, air, I am writing ASE, ASE, ASE. If you take the value as a 3, already previously we discussed that if you take the 3 value, we will get the 36 percentage, 36 percentage. If you take the 4, we will get 43 percentage. If you take 5, we will get approximately 47.5. 47.5. If you take 6, 51.5. If you take 7, we will get 55. If you take 8, 57. If you take 10, we will get 61. So after 8, if you take 9 also, there is a considerable not too much increase in the efficiency, the slightly increase in the efficiency also. So you take x-axis as a compression ratio, y-axis as a air stranded efficiency. So for the 3 it is 36, 443, 547.5. So put the dots here and it is the behavior of the curve is a behavior of the graph is a curve showing that the compression ratio increases, that the air stranded efficiency increases, and this ratio is limited to the temperature of the air at state 2 only. So if the temperature T2 is great, that the air fuel mixture will ignite spontaneously. So it is also important that the efficiency of the Carnot cycle between the same temperature limits, a maximum temperature and the minimum temperature is greater than the Otto cycle. So this graph is also very important. From seeing this graph, we can tell as the compression ratio increases, the efficiency of the Otto cycle increases. Next.
Today's topic is the Otto cycle. Otto cycle is an ideal
We'll see
thermodynamic
the
cycle
animation
which
of the
makes the
Otto
ability
cycle.
of the car to move and speed up by performing a 4 piston strokes of the car's engine. So to understand the strokes of this cycle, let us
So
first
what is here
begin with
telling
the
this? The
definition
Otto
of
cycle
Otto.
is an ideal
First,
thermodynamic
the cylinder,
cycle
the space
which
in
makes
the top of the
your
cylinder,
gasoline fueled
the
car
dead
to move
center,
and the
or the
speed by
square of the
performing
space
the
between
4
top of
piston strokes of the
bottom dead center,
car's
or
engine.
the
So
square
Otto
of
cycle
the
is mainly
upper
used
trouble
for the gas
of
engines
flow,
and the
which
petrol
is what we
cycle,
call the
petrol
piston troubles from
cars.
bottom dead
Here
center
the
to top dead center,
the
or vice versa.
fueled car, how the
As I
car
said,
will move means by
air
performing at
is being infused in the cylinder
4 piston
into a
strokes
valve
of the car
to
engines,
evacuate and
the
bring gas
fueled
from the
car is
cylinder,
to move and speed up by
which provides
performing.
the energy to the
Next.
part. And finally, the
So
space is the
before
one that converts
how the
the heat
process
energy
is
for
occur, we
combustion
have to
and
know
mechanical
some
energy for
important
cooler-shaped parts.
terminology
And
of
now,
this
we are
cylinder.
ready for our main event, the 4 strokes. And here, our intake valve is open, and this is what we call the intake stroke. Piston travels downward from top dead center to bottom dead center to draw the air and gasoline mixture into the cylinder. So as you can see, the volume increases. Next is the second stroke. Piston travels upward to compress the air and gasoline to make it a combustible mixture. So since this is the compression, and as you can see it clearly, the volume decreases and the pressure increases. This is called the compression stroke. Before moving to the third stroke, we will need something to give us power, and that is where the combustion comes in. Here, the spark plug now ignites, provides heat to the fuel and oxygen, which will produce combustion. The
So
combustion
here
is also
the
called
some key terms
ignition
to
for the engine.
remember regarding
Before
the
the
cylinder.
primary
The first
decreases,
one is a cylinder, second one
now we can
TDC,
move to the third
third one
stroke
BDC,
by utilizing
fourth
the
one
clean energy from
uh,
combustion. So here,
fourth one
the pressure
stroke,
now
fifth
decreases
one
and the
intake valve,
volume
sixth one
increases.
exhaust valve,
And this
seventh one
stroke is
spark
what
plug,
we call
eighth one
power
piston.
stroke.
So first, what
It's
is a
called
cylinder?
power stroke
The
as this
cylinder
is the
is nothing
power that
but
moves your
the
car and
piston
makes the
reciprocates,
cylinder
the
from going
space
onward.
in which the
Now,
piston
after using the air
reciprocates
and fuel mixture,
from
each
TDC to
waste will now
BDC
need to be
or
evacuated.
from
This
BDC
is
to
what we
DDC
call the
means
fuel
one
of
stroke.
rejection of our
The
engine.
piston,
The
see,
exhaust valve
observe
is
that
opened
here,
to assist the evacuation of the waste gases from the cylinder, making the pressure
here the
decrease.
piston
And
reciprocates. The
finally,
piston
the last stroke.
reciprocates
The last stroke will
in
now
the
be used
space
to
is
move
called the
something to
cylinder.
evacuate the
So
waste
one end of the
out.
cylinder is
The cylinder
closed
will now
with the
travel
cylinder
upward
head,
to
whereas
push
the
out the
other
waste
end is
gases,
open to the
and this is what we
crankcase.
call
So the
the
cylinders are
exhaust
provided with
stroke.
the liners which may be easily replaced which whenever required. So it is made up of with a grey cast iron. So this is all about the cylinder. So mainly the cylinder, the space in which the piston reciprocates from TDC to BDC. So TDC represents the top dead center, the red line, and the BDC is the green line and it is the bottom dead center. So here at one end of the cylinder is closed with the cylinder head. So this black line represents the cylinder head and where it consists of an inlet wall and the exhaust wall, and the other end opens towards the crankcase. This one is the crankcase. So the cylinders are provided with the liners. The cylinders are provided with the liners which may be easily replaced whenever required. So mainly the cylinders are made up of with a grey cast iron. Next to the top dead center. So the top dead center is nothing but we call it as an TDC. TDC. So the uppermost position. So the uppermost position. See, observe here the uppermost position or the position. We can tell another way also. The position nearest to the cylinder cover. So the position, this is a black line represents the cylinder cover. So the position nearest to the cylinder cover is called the top dead center, or simply we can represent as a TDC. In another words, so like while the lower most position, that is nearest to the crankshaft. So bottom of the cylinder is open to the crankshaft. So that's a nearest to the crankshaft, nearest to the point nearest to the crankshaft is referred as a bottom dead center. We call it as a BDC. For the BDC, this one is a bottom dead center. Next, stroke. If the piston travels from TDC to BDC, it completes a one stroke. We call it as a one stroke. The intake valve. So intake valve means we are introducing the air and fuel mixture into the cylinder. Air and the fuel into the cylinder. Exhaust means after the combustion, some amount of the unburned gases are left through exhaust valve. The unburned gases are escape from the cylinder. So this valve represents the inlet valve, this valve represents the exhaust valve. Through the inlet valve we will send the air and the fuel mixture. Air and fuel mixture is suction into the cylinder, and this is the exhaust valve. After the combustion process completed, some amount of the unburned gases are left inside the cylinder. So by opening the exhaust valve, whatever the unburned gases inside the cylinder will escape from the exhaust valve. This is a spark plug. The spark plug is only for the Otto cycle. Spark plug provides the heat energy by its spark, and whereas is the piston converts the heat energy from the combustion into mechanical energy that will rotate the car's wheel. Here how will the car's wheel rotate means after the piston converts the heat energy from the combustion into the mechanical energy that will rotate the car's wheel. So these are the parts of the cylinder.
stroke will now be used as we need something to evacuate the waste gases out. The piston will now travel upward to push out the waste gases, and this is what we call the exhaust stroke. So that's it. Engineering is a fun thing, and always is. See you again for our other tips and fun engineering topics. Is engineering topics make easy and fun.
So this is the animation of an auto cycle. So what are the assumptions made in the analysis of the auto cycle? So first, air is assumed as a working medium and behaves as an ideal cycle. Heat added to air from the external source and the heat rejected from the air to the external source. So we are giving the heat from the source and heat is rejected from the sink. So walls of the engine are perfectly insulated. So these are the assumptions. Air is assumed as a working media and behaves as a ideal gas. So heat added to the air from the external source and heat rejected from the air to the external link. And we also observe that the walls of the engine are perfectly insulated because three conditions are there for the reversibility. So we have to maintain it because the process is a cyclic process and it is in a reversible process. For the reversible process, so what's the three we have studied in the first class that we have to conditions of the reversible cycle means, so there must be no free expansion or the compression and there may no friction during the expansion or the no friction during the expansion or the compression, and the walls of the engine are the perfectly insulated, and the working substances must be at the same temperature at external hot body means heat absorption, and while heat is rejected also the working substance should be at the same temperature. No dissociations of the atoms of air and the specific heat Cp and Cv are assumed to be constant. Fixed mass of air will undergo through the cyclic change and no heat loss in the cycle. So no dissociation of the atoms of air and the specific heats. Cp and Cv, we consumed that we assumed that the Cv is a constant because we are supplying heat at the constant volume. So Cv are assumed to be a constant. Fixed mass of air will undergo through a cyclic change and no heat loss in the cycle. So we will solve problems on your auto cycles. Auto cycle. So before solving the problem, just we will recollect what are the formulas you for auto cycle. Next, what is work done? So work done is from the takes place in a heat supplied minus heat rejected. So heat supplied is takes place at 3 to 4 process and heat rejected takes place at 1 to 2 process. So heat supplied minus heat rejected CvT3 minus T2 minus CvT4 minus T1. Next, heat added Q2 to 3 is nothing but heat supplied only CvT3 minus T2. Heat rejected CvT4 minus T1. So air standard efficiency is equal to work done by heat supplied. So what is the efficiency net work done? Cv T3 minus T2 minus Cv T4 minus T1 divided by Cv T3 minus T2. So from that we will get the Cv cancelled, remaining is 1 minus T4 minus T1 by T3 minus T2, or in terms of a compression ratio 1 minus 1 divided by R power gamma minus 1. 1 minus 1 divided by R power gamma minus 1. R is the compression ratio, that is V2 by V1, or if it in the problem they mention it is a swept volume, clearance volume is R is equal to Vc plus Vs divided by Vc. Vs is a swept volume, that is a pi by 4 d square L, where d is the diameter of the bore, R is equal to length of the stroke, L is equal to length of the stroke. First problem. Find the air standard efficiency of the engine working on auto cycle for the compression ratio 6, 7, 8 take gamma is equal to 1.4. So this is very easy. So in the explanation of the compression ratio graph and the air standard efficiency graph already told that the efficiency values of a 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. So that they asked in the form of a numerical problem. Find the air standard efficiency of an engine working on Otto cycle, and we have to be careful, we have to identify the problem whether it is a Carnot cycle or Otto cycle or the diesel cycle. So here clearly mentioned that it is an Otto cycle. So for the Otto cycle, in terms of a compression ratio, is efficiency is equal to 1 minus 1 divided by R power gamma minus 1. So first write the formulas. Compression ratios, they are 6, 7, 8, and adiabatic index gamma 1.4, and what is the formula? Efficiency is equal to 1 minus 1 divided by R power gamma minus 1. So first take the 6 value and gamma value 1.4. Simply substitute here 1 minus 1 divided by R value 6. 6 power 1.4 minus 1. So 1.4 minus 1 is 0.4. So 6 power 0.4. So 1 divided by 6 power 0.4. So we will get one answer right here. After that, whatever you got the answer, subtract from 1. 1 minus 1 divided by 6 power 0.4. 51.16. After similarly substitute R is equal to 7 and gamma 1.4 in the formula. 1 minus 1 divided by 7 whole power 0.4 means 54.08. I am reading as a 0.4 because gamma minus 1, gamma minus nothing but 1.4 minus 1, it is 0.4, and 8 also, 1 minus 1 divided by 8 power 0.4, it is 56.5. See here, observe that here the compression ratio increases, the thermal efficiency of the Otto cycle is also increases. So here they given the gamma value is a constant value, adiabatic index gamma is 1.4. So here only changes in the R value. For the first it is 6, next one 7, next one 8. So as the compression ratio is increasing, that the efficiency is also increases. Next, find the compression ratio of an engine working on Otto cycle if the A standard efficiency is 45 percentage. So here in the problem they mention it is an Otto cycle, and they given that the efficiency 45 percentage and the gamma value 1.4, gamma value 1.4. Find the compression ratio. So they asked the R value of an engine working on an Otto cycle if the A standard efficiency is 45 percentage and gamma value 1.4. So first write the given data. So A standard efficiency is 45 percentage, it's nothing but 0.45 and gamma value 1.4. We know that the A standard efficiency of Otto cycle is 1 minus 1 divided by R power gamma minus 1. So R is equal to question mark. We don't know the R, we have to find out the R value. So A standard efficiency formula 1 minus bracket open 1 R power gamma minus 1. So we know the efficiency value 0.45, 1 minus 1 divided by R. R we don't know, R 1.4 minus 1, it is in a 0.4. So here only R is the variable, R, all the values we know, we have to calculate the R value. 0.45 is equal to 1 minus 1 power R gamma minus 1. So bring this 0.45 to this side. So 1 minus 0.45, it is 0.55, 0.45. And next bring this R power gamma minus 1 to this LHS side, and 0.55 comes to the denominator, simply cross multiplications. So 0.55 divided by 1, there is nothing in the denominator, so simply I am putting as a 1, cross multiply it. So if you cross multiplication it's 0.55 comes to the denominator and R power gamma minus 1 goes to the numerator. So R power gamma minus 1 minus 0.55. So we got 1 by 0.55 as a 1.8181, and we know the gamma value as a 1.4. So 1.4 minus 1, it is a 0.4. So r power 0.4 is equal to 1.818. So r whole power 0.4 is nothing but 4.46. So the compression ratio value is a 4.46. So this one is the answer. So in the Otto cycle, mainly you have to remember only the two formulas, but that one in terms of a compression ratio and in terms of a temperatures only. So R efficiency is equal to 1 minus 1 divided by R power gamma minus 1, and if R in terms of a swept volume means we can write the R as a Vc plus Vs by Vc, and Vs is a pi by 4 d square L. And we know that 3 to 4 and 1 to 2 is an adiabatic process also. There we have to write the relations between temperature and the volume also. So what is the temperature and the volume relations? T2 by T1 is equal to V1 by V2 whole power gamma minus 1, or T3 by T4 is equal to V4 by V3 whole power gamma minus 1. So we can write like that also for solving the at each point we have to calculate the temperature, pressure and volume. We can use adiabatic relationship between temperature and the volume also. So in the next class we will discuss some more problems on Otto cycle, mainly 3 marks problems and the 5 marks problem. Next class we will discuss whole problems only. Thank you.